Sarah didn't expect to fall for him. It wasn't supposed to happen. Liam had been her best friend, Emily's boyfriend, for almost 3 years. A part of their circle, their inside jokes, and in some ways, their lives. When Emily and Liam broke up, it was messy. Secrets came out, accusations flew, and eventually Emily packed her bags, moved across the country, and left it all behind. For Sarah, losing Emily was a heartbreak she hadn't anticipated. They'd been inseparable since college, partners in crime during countless late-night study sessions and wine-fueled laugh fests. But Sarah understood why Emily had to go. A bad breakup can change everything, and sometimes starting over means leaving behind everything connected to the pain. Still, Sarah thought they'd eventually find their way back to each other. What Sarah never expected was Liam. For months after the breakup, Liam stayed in the periphery of Sarah's life. Sometimes he'd call, saying he missed Emily. Occasionally, he'd ask Sarah for advice, if there was anything he could have done differently. She felt sorry for him. He wasn't perfect, but he wasn't cruel. Breakups have a way of revealing your flaws to the world, and Liam's were on full display during those months. As time passed, their calls turned into coffee meetups. Coffee turned into dinners, late-night chats, and eventually, something neither of them could ignore, a spark, a pull. Sarah fought against it, burying it under layers of guilt and loyalty to Emily, but Liam made her feel seen in ways she hadn't felt before. He was witty, kind-hearted, and vulnerable, qualities Sarah couldn't overlook forever. One night, after months of weighing her feelings, Sarah confided in Liam. She thought she might be falling for him. To her, the first letter was dated just weeks after Emily left town. Her voice was raw and unfiltered, talking about sleepless nights and crippling heartbreak. But what caught Sarah's attention most were Emily's words about Liam's betrayal, about a secret Sarah hadn't known. "I could forgive you for cheating on me, maybe not now, but eventually," Emily had written. But lying to me about Sarah, a surprise, that's something I'll never get over. The same. You knew there was hesitation in his eyes, how much I trusted her. Dread Sarah couldn't quite have to fall for her. You chose what would Emily think? And you hid it from me. The air left Sarah's lungs. Their relationship didn't start with fireworks, but with whispered uncertainties. They agreed to keep it quiet, out of respect for Emily. But Emily never called, never reached out. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and Sarah finally started to believe that what she had with Liam could be real, could even be worth the risk. 2 years later, Liam proposed on a quiet beach in Nantucket. Sarah said yes, her heart surging with joy and a faint pang of guilt that hadn't fully left her. She thought about Emily often, wondering if she'd become a distant memory or if her absence still hurt her just as much. There was never a way to know. By the time Sarah and Liam celebrated their 4th wedding anniversary, Emily seemed like a ghost from the past. A chapter closed but not forgotten. Life with Liam felt solid, happy. They had built a home together, made new friends, and carved out a life that felt uniquely theirs. If there was still guilt tucked away in the corners of their relationship, Sarah seldom let herself examine it too closely. But everything changed one chilly October morning when Sarah was cleaning out the attic. She had stumbled on the box, an unassuming cardboard cube shoved into the back corner, layered in dust. Liam had mentioned it belonged to him, containing old letters and photos he hadn't bothered opening in years. He told Sarah she didn't need to go through it, but curiosity got the better of her. She opened the box, expecting old college memorabilia or childhood mementos. Instead, she found dozens of handwritten letters bound together with twine, all addressed to Liam but signed by Emily. Sarah's heart raced as she held the first envelope in her trembling hands. The return address on the letters was current. Emily hadn't disappeared entirely. She'd been writing to Liam all these years. Why hadn't he told her? Why hadn't he responded? The first letter was dated just weeks after Emily left town. Her voice was raw and unfiltered, talking about sleepless nights and crippling heartbreak. But what caught Sarah's attention most were Emily's words about Liam's betrayal, about a secret Sarah hadn't known. "I could forgive you for cheating on me. Maybe not now, but eventually," Emily had written. "But lying to me about Sarah, that's something I'll never get over. You knew how much she meant to me, how much I trusted her. You didn't have to fall for her, you chose to. And you hid it from me." The air left Sarah's lungs. Liam hadn't told her. She had always assumed her relationship with him had bloomed after the breakup, that it was innocent, clean. But Emily's letter suggested otherwise. Had Liam already harbored feelings for Sarah while he was still with Emily? Had he been dishonest from the beginning? One by one, the letters unraveled a truth Sarah wasn't ready for. Emily had suspected Liam's feelings, questioned Sarah's loyalty, and warned Liam that pursuing her would cost them everything. He hadn't listened. Sarah sat amid the pile of letters, her stomach churning with betrayal. It wasn't just Liam's dishonesty that haunted her. It was the idea that she might have been complicit in Emily's heartbreak without realizing it. When she confronted Liam that evening, he froze. His face turned pale as Sarah recited the words from Emily's letters. "You owed me the truth," she said, her voice shaking. "If I had known, if you'd told me, maybe this would have been different." Liam admitted to everything. He had developed feelings for Sarah before the breakup, but swore he never acted on them while he was with Emily. Still, he had kept his secret, knowing it would hurt Emily, knowing it might hurt Sarah later. Sarah didn't know if she could forgive him. Years of happiness had been built on a cracked foundation. A person she had loved deeply now felt like a stranger. And worse, the friendship she would always value above all else, the one with Emily, felt irreparably shattered. In the weeks that followed, Sarah tried to make sense of it all. She reached out to Emily, but the phone number Emily had left behind years ago was disconnected. She wrote letters herself, but never received a reply. Maybe some pieces of the past couldn't be fixed, no matter how much you wanted them to. Today, Sarah and Liam are still married, but the truth lingers like a phantom in their home. Love can survive betrayal, but it's never quite the same. And some parts of your life, the friendships you cherish, the choices you make, leave scars long after the wounds close.